Well, the world's climate negotiators are still haggling beyond a host-imposed deadline for a deal on climate action at this year's COP28, as several countries voiced fury over a proposed compromise that stops short of phasing out fossil fuels. Climate negotiators are awaiting a new draft deal. More than 200 countries gathered at the Dubai Summit are aiming to agree on a global plan to limit climate change. On Monday, the presidency published a draft of the final deal. It suggested 8 options for countries to cut emissions. Here are some of them. The need for tripling renewable energy capacity globally, while urging the parties to double the global average annual rate of energy efficiency by 2030. It also includes calls for accelerating efforts globally towards net zero emission energy systems, enhancement of efforts towards substitution of unabated fossil fuels in energy, like increasing the use of zero and low emission technologies, reducing both consumption and production of fossil fuels in a just and orderly manner to achieve net zero emissions by 2050, reduction of non-carbon dioxide emissions like methane globally by 2030, and emission reductions from road transport through a range of pathways and deployment of zero and low emission vehicles. However, there was no direct mention of a time-bound fossil fuel phase-out. The bloc of small islands denounced a new draft deal at the UN summit, as they say their interests are sidelined. The US, EU and UK have also criticized the plan, as they say it did not go far enough. Several media reports claim that the COP28 President Sultan Al Jaber is under immense pressure from Saudi Arabia and OPEC nations to reject any mention of fossil fuels for the next steps. Deals at the UN climate summits must be passed by consensus. However, in the end, it's up to individual countries to deliver globally on the globally agreed deals.